Welcome to MILF.
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Jennifer.
And we are two moms into literary freedom. Speaking of Costco, should we just start?
Sure.
Oh
Let's go.
So, speaking of Costco, did you see that like some stores are just putting Tylenol on display? Like as soon as you walk in, the first thing you see is just Tylenol.
I have not, but I love that.
Yeah, that's great. Well, welcome to Moms into Literary Freedom. This is a junior episode.
Yep.
We are covering A Map for Falasteen by Maysa Odeh, illustrated by Aliyah Bedoui.
Yes, and since it's a junior episode, we will be behaving during this one, so it's safe for little ears.
Yep, and we do have our fun shirts on. Mine says pumpkin spice and fundamental rights.
And mine says big fan of human rights.
Yes, and I think that's fitting considering, we're talking about the rights of the Palestinians that, they are not getting.
Right.
Did you know that Falasteen is Palestine?
Yes, I did learn that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how they say it, right?
Like Falasteen, yeah.
So do they call themselves Palestinians?
Probably.
Probably.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. But the book is about a girl named Falasteen. Or wait, no, maybe not. Maybe I got that wrong. Let's see what her name is. Let's figure this out together. Oh yeah, it is. It says at school, Falasteen and her classmates searched for their family's home countries on a map. So I didn't know that was the name of the country because I just in my head it was her name.
Right.
Yeah. But double.
There you go. Well,
double
now
meaning.
If you didn't know, you know.
Yep.
And listen, people do name their kids after countries because I know a girl whose child was named America.
Oh yeah, America.
I actually have an aunt named America, but she's from Guatemala.
Well,
so, I don't know.
Interesting. What's the author? What's the actress who was in Barbie? America Ferrera, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's also Mexican descent, I think.
I think so. I don't know. I just started watching Superstore with the kids, and she stars in it.
Yeah.
Have you seen that show?
God, that is such a funny show.
It is
it's
a funny
like
show.
If
The Office.
The Office happened at Walmart.
Yes. I mean, it's not as good. It's not as cringy as that. Like, there is no Michael Scott, but it is. Yeah, it's one of those shows. Yeah, I mean, they're all like
Reno 911.
Yeah, it's kind of like Reno 911, but or Community or Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah, they're all really good. Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious.
It's fun to watch with older kids, I would say. Because, like, my third grader is like, this is boring. I don't get it.
Right.
And my fifth grader is like, this is the funniest show I've ever seen. I feel like there's a line there.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not well, it is inappropriate.
But there's a lot of things that are like, if you get it, you get it. And other things, they'll just kind of go over their heads.
We have a rule in our family. If we are, because, our kids, the age gaps make it hard to watch something together. And sometimes we just are all on the couch and we want to watch something together. So we have a rule. We're like, hey, if you don't get the joke, then that's too bad. Like, we're not going to explain it to you.
You'll get it when you get older.
They're like, fine. So they stopped asking, thank goodness, because I was like, well, I'm not going to watch anything with you guys anymore.
Yeah. If they start asking too many questions, I'm like, it's time for bed.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a mommy show.
Yeah. But, the book that we're covering today is more for like, lower grades, K2. But that being said, my third grader saw it and was like, what is that? And she was drawn to it and she read it to me, or we read it together.
Okay.
And she had lots of questions. She was really interested. So it's definitely not like, I mean, it's a book that any age can really read and learn about. Like a high schooler could read this and learn some things.
Right. I mean, they
Freaking
probably
adult,
won't.
Yeah.
But
no.
they could.
I'm going to contact my elementary school and ask them to put this in their library and actually offered to just donate this.
Oh, nice. I don't think they'll take donations.
Why?
They stopped taking donations a while ago because of the book banning thing.
Right, but I feel like, yeah.
So they won't.
Well, would they just buy it themselves? Because
yeah, you have to ask for them to buy it.
Okay.
And
well, then I'll just keep this one for myself, I guess.
Yeah.
That's fine. So do you want to talk about the flotilla?
Sure. So I don't know much about what's going on other than they were being attacked with water cannons last night.
Mm-hmm. So it started with around 40 vessels, and these are all non-violent protesters that have water, baby formula, food, medical supplies, medicine aboard 40 different boats
from across different nations. It's
Yeah.
not just it's a like different countries or representatives, not from the countries themselves, but people from different countries
Yeah.
coming together
There were
to
like
bring this
20,
aid.
20 Americans were a part of it. Of course, Greta Thunberg was a part of it. Lots of people from all over the world. And they even got like countries like Spain to supply them with a naval ship to protect them, which at first I was like, oh man, that's really cool. But I think it kind of stopped there. Like they didn't proceed once they got to the danger zone, it was sort of like they were all sort of left to their own accord.
Oh, that's
Yeah, which is like, so on the one hand, it was really awesome to see the world come together, and this is going to be one of those moments in history. Like this is going in the history books.
right.
This is like the largest act of humanitarian aid, like protest that we have ever seen, and and that's a victory in itself. That like we're all coming together and trying to fight for the rights of these people. And I don't want to like say that it was successful or it wasn't successful, because what's important is that we keep trying, I guess,
Right.
and we keep talking about it. That being said, none of the boats made it, and that is really sad.
Made it into the water, or they've been
None of them made it. They were all intercepted by Israel. They were kidnapped, and there are reports that like everything that they had was thrown overboard, and none of it got to the shores of Gaza.
which is just you could see the cruelty there.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, how are you going to say like, oh no, we're not preventing any sort of humanitarian aid from entering Gaza or Palestine, but they 100% are, and they
Right.
will pay for their actions, because this is international waters. They have broken just tons of laws, of international laws, and justice will be served. But at what cost, really?
Right.
But some good news, because we're trying to keep this positive. I know it's really hard to do, but 40 more boats
are now on their way.
personal boats. They're just like people with boats,
Right.
and they're in close neighboring countries. Let me see if I saved it on my I probably did on my Instagram with my thousands of other
The videos that I've been seeing, they look like personal boats
Yeah.
that were out there, like a lot, like like we live on the coast, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, those look like boats that you would see,
right,
you
yeah,
know, on a weekend,
but they were all, yeah, you're right, but they were all a part of the flotilla.
which was like a larger vessel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is these are all just people that aren't a part of the flotilla. Like the people that are part of the flotilla, they went through like extensive training on what to do if you are intercepted, how to keep yourself safe, how to not respond with violence, because their whole thing was, we are non-violent protesters.
Right.
We have no weapons on board of any kind. We do not pose any threat. And so this was like a huge thing, because the first one was in June when Greta,
Right.
it was like 1 or 2 boats, and Greta Thunberg was a part of that as well. And so they were like, we're going to come back and do it again. And I hope they come back and do it again. And I hope that more countries, more governments like Spain, provide their own defense vessels and actually bring them to Gaza. If it's international waters.
Did you see, speaking on that, the UN, I forget what they're called, meetings, get together that they had?
Yeah, the last one was in New York.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, when I can never say his name either. Netanyahu
Mm-hmm.
got up to speak. A good
Everyone
majority
left.
walked out.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. I mean, I wish there's more we could do, but
Right.
I mean, if that's the only thing that you can do.
But every act of resistance is still
yes.
resisting, and that's what we have to just keep reminding ourselves, that people are still speaking out, and it still sends a message.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're a narcissist like that,
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
to have your audience taken away, I feel like that's awesome. That really bugs them.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. And you're right. Like any act of resistance that we can do at this point is important. But yeah, so I couldn't find it. I'll put it in the show notes, but 40 additional personal boats. They're just people, like, I can just imagine, like, I don't know, a guy who's like, I have a boat. I'm close to close-ish to Gaza. Like, I'm gonna throw some food on here and I'm gonna go. And there's 40 of them, and they're all going that. So that's something to look out for.
Okay.
I guess. And I think the point I'm trying to make is, we will not be deterred.
Right. We will keep fighting
Mm-hmm.
and keep going.
Yep. So I guess this being a junior episode, we should just jump into the book, and I'll just stop at random points, or you can interrupt me if you want, because There are some new words in here. We're going to learn some things today. One morning, Falasteen's teacher showed her class a map of the world. Can each of you tell us where your family is from? She asked. The children gathered in a circle and began sharing their stories with pride. But when it was her turn, Falasteen searched for the map and found nothing. Miss Baker, why isn't Palestine on the map? Palestine on the map. Already, I'm like, what kind of map is this?
Right. One in American schools.
Oh, that's right. Miss Baker looked at the map. I think there's no such place, Miss Baker said. Falastine was troubled, confused, and curious. She needed to ask more questions. And my question is, what kind of ignorant teacher are you, Miss Baker?
Miss Baker, how do you not know?
Ugh. When she gets home, Falasteen's grandpa was tending his grapevines. When he saw her, he beamed like he was seeing the sunrise for the first time, the way he always did. How was your day, Habibti? Habibti, which I looked this up with my third grader because we were reading it and she was like, what does that mean? And I think it's just a variation of like my loved one or my future or something along those lines.
So I hear a lot of times Habibi.
Yeah.
Is that how it's said? Or
Habibi. Yeah, you know what? I think that is how it's said because we did look up the pronunciation too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'll see, videos and they'll be like Habibi, and whatever they say after, but it's like a term of endearment.
Yes. And there were a couple of terms of endearment throughout this book. And I think this is the one where it's like my future, my everything, something along those lines. Yeah.
I love the way it sounds.
I know.
It's such a pretty term.
Yeah. It's a beautiful language, beautiful country, beautiful culture. And it won't be erased. I saw something on social media that was like, they're trying to erase Palestine, but Palestine is the world at this point. So, and I thought that was quite uplifting. As she watered the flowers, Falasteen told her grandpa what had happened with the teacher. Gito is grandpa. Yeah.
Okay.
Gito, why isn't Palestine on the map? Gito looked into her eyes with concern. Then he took out his notepad from his pocket and began to draw. Oh, did I show you this page? First, an outline of what seemed to be an ancient tooth, like the fossils in Falasteen's dinosaur book. Then ocean waves to the west, lines and borders to the east. With a steady hand, he drew little circles and gave life to cities and villages with names she had not heard before. He labeled one of these circles Huwara, our home. When he was finished, he tore the paper out, folded it carefully, and gave it to Falasteen. Here is your map, Omri, which is the another term of endearment, which I think means my love. He said, a gift from me to you. Your teacher needs teaching. Yes, that is true. She does. You can show this to her so all of your friends can learn too. When Falasteen went inside, her grandma was making her favorite treat, spinach pies. She washed her hands so she could help. As she filled delicate parcels of dough with a special blend of spinach, walnuts, sumac, and spicy red pepper flakes, Falasteen asked Tita, which is grandma, context clues, why isn't Palestine on the map? Tita's eyes looked through Falasteen, and she spoke as if she were in another world. Mm-hmm. Oh, this part is kind of sad. The soldiers came with their tanks and guns. I carried your mother in my arms and ran to the Jordan River to protect our family from harm. They destroyed our villages and gave them new names. They burned the fields and the olive trees. We left our homes and many loved ones behind. So this picture depicts the grandmother with Falasteen's mother.
Right.
So that would have been what? Let's do some math here. Because the first Nakba was in the 40s.
Right.
And Nakba is means catastrophe. We've covered it in one of our episodes. But so this is one of several times that they were pushed out of their homes.
Right.
By Israel.
Right. Because I think that's a thing that a lot of people get stuck on, thinking this happened this began October 6th. What was it?
7th. Yeah.
24? 23.
But yeah, and you're right. A lot of people are like, well, if Hamas didn't do what they did. But no, this has been since World War II.
Right.
Actually, even before that with Herzl something or other, the Zionist.
So it's been ongoing for decades.
Yeah, who turned Zionism into this terrible thing that it is now. Anyway. But I've held on to our house key. Tita unclasped the necklace that she always wore and draped it around Falasteen's neck. Falasteen reached up to touch it, an iron key as old and precious as Tita. And the key we've talked about in the Nakba episode, we talked about how the keys are like a huge part of Palestinian culture.
Oh,
They,
okay.
yeah,
I don't remember that part.
yeah. The keys are huge. Like any Palestinian will know what you mean when you say the word key.
Because it's like the key to they keep the keys to their homes.
They still have keys from the 40s.
Wow.
Yeah, and those houses aren't even there anymore. It's just so sad. After Isha prayer, when she was snuggled in bed, Falasteen told her mama about her day, about her teacher and the map at school, about the new map Judo drew, and about Tita and her key. Finally, she asked one more time, for Mama had an answer to every question. Mama, why isn't Palestine on the map? Oh, and then you can see in the corner here, there's a book on the desk. It's called The Proudest Blue, which I have that book.
Oh, I've read that book. Yeah. It was such a good book.
Is it the same author, I wonder? Maysa Odeh?
I had bought the book and then I can't find it. So I don't remember if I donated it to the school or to something back when they were still accepting donations.
I bought it, when my kids were really little.
I think I might have donated it to the class, like to the classroom, because it was one of the Florida Sunshine Reader books.
Oh, it was?
It was, yeah.
Just think about that. Like, that book would be not a Sunshine State Reader. And I've been thinking about that. Like, the Sunshine State Readers now versus, like, 5 or so years ago, like,
yeah,
not as cool. They're not,
Mm-hmm.
There are places, Hayati, another term of endearment, you don't need a map to find, her mama said. Our favorite trail, your hideout in Tita's closet, the bird's nest inside our chimney. Sometimes people live in countries. Sometimes countries live in people. Palestine lives in you and me. What a wonderful answer for a mother to give. I don't feel like I would be that talented.
That deep.
Yeah, good for her. Yeah.
Which is why books are important.
Yes.
We can make points like this that we just would not come up on.
Right. Which is why I love poetry too.
Yes.
Because it's like, okay, I need to express myself, but I can't. So can you just read this poem instead?
Right.
Okay. How can I be sure it's there when I've never seen it? There are things in this world you haven't seen with your own eyes, Mama said. Your heart in your chest, the air in your lungs. From her olive groves to the sea, our homeland is as real as God above. Palestine lives in you and me.
That's beautiful.
Which we hear a lot.
Yeah.
Palestine lives in you and me. My teacher said it doesn't exist, Falasteen whispered. Mama nodded. There are people who say it doesn't exist, that we don't exist, but their maps can't erase us, she replied, her voice calm and clear. Their maps can't erase our memories. Their maps can't erase our past. They think our freedom makes them less free. But it is wrong to deny a people their home. Palestine lives in you and me.
And that they think our freedom makes them less free can apply to so many groups of people. And, the adults in the room can infer what I'm saying.
For sure. Yeah. Mama got in bed with Falasteen and held her close, smiling. She ran her fingers through her beautiful, stubborn curls. Palestine lives in every Palestinian who cannot return, Mama said. She is in millions of hearts that beat like dabki drums. She is in the bread Tita makes on Sunday morning. She is in every cross-stitch of the thobe, I think, you wear for Eid, which is a holiday.
I've heard of Eid. Okay.
Yeah, a Muslim
I'm not sure
holiday.
when it happens, but I have heard of it.
She is the za'atar we put in our tea, which is an herb. I don't know if I said it right. Za'atar.
I feel like I've heard that term za'atar before.
Za'atar, yeah. She is Haifa and Jaffa and Ramla and Lid. She is Nasra, Nablus, Jerusalem, and Jenin. She is Gaza, most of all, and her dear laughing children playing soccer by the sparkling sea. She is the stones we cast and the words we write. She is our past, our present, our legacy. She is called many names, but is older than all. Palestine lives in you and me. Falasteen smiled and closed her heavy eyes. She thought about showing her map and her key to her class in the morning, and she felt proud. Do you think we can go visit her sometime and meet our family? She asked. We will, Rohi. I promise. They're all waiting for us. And then that's her dream with her kite.
Soaring above Palestine.
Ugh, I definitely cried when I read this the first time with my daughter. Oh, man. It's sad, isn't it?
Very.
But also happy. The back has an author's note that is pretty long, The first page just gives like a brief history. Oh, it was 1967. So when we were talking about
when her grandmother,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So when the first Israeli tanks entered Huara, which is the hometown in this book, in 1967, my tita Farida had to decide whether to stay or run. So this is based on a true story. Obviously. She heard about the horrors of the 1948 Nakba from survivors who resettled in the West Bank. She knew that if war broke out, people would lose touch with family members who worked outside Palestine. Majito Ahmad, like many men in Huara, provided for his family by working in neighboring countries. That's why my tita Farida decided to leave with her 8 children, one of them in her arms and one in her belly, hoping to reunite with Majito. For much of my life, all I knew about this journey was that my mama, 4 years old at the time, cried over leaving her favorite doll behind. Later on, I gradually gathered more details on their journey. My uncle told me how they stopped in a cucumber field one night and ate as much as they could to fill their empty bellies. He told me about the people whose lives were lost on the journey to Jordan. And finally, I learned that the two youngest children, my aunt and uncle, who did not survive, baby Najla and baby Imad, may they rest in peace.
And this is the reality of a lot of families. You know, this is real. This is what's happening. Yeah.
And it shouldn't be.
And you might think, well, that's a little deep for a child. These children are living this right now.
And so it builds empathy and understanding. And this is the perfect book to explain a very complex topic.
Right.
And you don't have to read the author's note to your child.
Right.
If there are other questions that come up, you could read the author's note to help you answer those questions in a way that you think, right?
Yeah. And I think books like this are important too, because there's this narrative that, you know, people from these countries in the Middle East are all extremists. Right. And, you know, again, I don't want to use certain words, but the T word gets thrown around a lot.
Because of 9/11, and that's just ignorance.
Right. And so books like this will help you to see that we're a lot more similar than what we're led to believe.
Yes. Especially now with the media.
Right. Because that family, it sounds so relatable. Like that, I could imagine my grandparents going through something like that. Not, you know, obviously not the same things, but where the same struggles kind of.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Totally.
Like, you know,
yeah.
Not the same exact thing where there's an invasion of your country, but where a different kind of invasion, you know, you have the US who gets involved brings guns and things and starts a militia in your country, and then people flee, and now we're the bad people again. So I see similarities. I can relate.
Yes. Yeah. And and it's not all over the world for sure.
Yeah.
And there are books like this that cover many topics that Jennifer just mentioned, right? But these are the books that are not being uplifted or that are not accessible in the school libraries because of the book banners and the censorship. So,
and this book doesn't even mention who the bad people are,
right?
You know, so you can't even say like, oh well, it portrays someone in a bad light,
right?
They're not even discussing that. And
not only that, it's not like it's a fabricated story. This was written by like someone who experienced this firsthand. You know, this is a true story. So I mean, and that's, you know, the importance of books is to share the stories.
Yeah, especially as they're erasing history. These are the kind of books that we need to put out. You know, what our families went through. We saw that also with Love in the Library.
Oh yeah, Love in the Library is a really good
story as well. So, you know, these books are important. If you have younger children, these are the kind of books you should be reading to them.
And my 8-year-old didn't cry.
Right.
Like it didn't bring trauma upon her.
Right.
Yeah. Like I cried. I cry at everything, but it was just like and she wasn't like, oh, mommy, are you okay? It was just...
And you cry too, because you know what's happening currently. You see the atrocities. You know, your third grader might not be privy to that. So that context is not there.
Right. And we're not sitting here saying that like 8-year-olds need to know all the travesties that are happening in the world, but you can tell them about the cultures that exist and that bad people are trying to erase, because that builds critical thinking skills. It builds empathy. And guess what that leads to?
Wokeness.
Someone who doesn't vote for Trump.
Right.
Which is
Smart
what
people.
we want. Yeah. And I seriously, it is day after day I wake up and I'm just like, what now? How in the world? Have you seen that new AI video?
The one that he put out?
Yeah.
So I didn't.
It was
I'm
put
gonna
out if
admit to
you're
something.
it was put out by the White House.
It was put out by the White House. I haven't watched it completely. I had my phone playing while I showered, so I have it for background noise.
Okay.
And so I was hearing about it. He's like the Reaper in it.
Yes, he's the
but
Reaper.
I didn't get to see it. But I thought as the person that was talking about it was describing it, I was like, it sounds very. Do they realize how on point they are? That he is literally
I don't think
the
so.
Reaper destroying,
That's my
America?
point. It's like, how are you, like, someone else should have put this out making fun of you, but instead you're putting it out about yourself. Like, that's
maybe
the
that
point
was
we're
the
in.
point, and he didn't get it.
No, I mean, yeah. There's a anyway. We're not gonna keep. This is a junior episode. We need another book for our next junior episode. So feel free to drop in the comments or give us a message.
Yeah.
About a topic that maybe you want us to cover, or a book in particular. It doesn't necessarily have to be banned.
No, I think we were discussing this, that we are not going to cover just strictly banned books, because a lot of the books nowadays are books that would not be
This one.
right. They just don't order them. You
Yeah.
know, they just don't allow them into
Yeah.
school, so they don't have a chance to get banned. If that makes sense, like
Yeah.
they've already been
They're
preemptively banned.
Yeah, they're like a lot of schools. I think Flagler in particular, because I was just reading an article, and it was about Florida. Since we do lead the state in book bans, we're over 2,000, or sorry,
Yeah.
the country over 2,000 book bans in the year 2024, 2025. Whereas second was Texas with 1,700. So we are winning that race, even though we
Yay.
don't want to be. But anyway, Flagler County, which is where we live, they're like, yeah, we actually didn't ban any books. I'm like, that's a
You
lie.
really did.
They preempted. They weeded them.
Right.
They went in and they were like, this one could get us in trouble. This one, but no, that's the same thing.
And
So,
I know that for a fact that is what has been done, because we do know other teachers and
that I can
librarians
confirm this. Yeah.
who, I've heard it from a librarian saying, like, oh, if you see a book when you're, because I was helping at the library, if you come across a book that you think would get, us in trouble, go ahead and pull it out.
I'll be like, keep them all. You want to display? Like,
Right.
let's put them on display.
And I got where they were coming from. Like, I get their fear, because these people are aggressive.
Yeah.
And they want to literally put these librarians in jail. So
Yeah.
I do get
for sure
their fear. But I also was like, this really sucks.
But didn't you see? So Judge Mendoza, and I only remember this because Mendoza. Do you know what I'm?
No.
Okay.
I thought you were calling me Judge Mendoza.
No.
I like that.
No. There's a real judge named Judge Mendoza, and this was the judge that was like, "And Tango Makes Three should not be banned from schools." And
which book?
And Tango Makes Three.
And Tango Makes Three.
Sorry, the penguin, the gay penguin book. And Judge Mendoza, cited the Miller test and brought the Miller test back, right? So that's why I got this list. I was like, well, I'm gonna have this book and this book and this book, because of Judge Mendoza's ruling. And Tango Makes Three is not in Flagler schools, libraries. Really, I went through like a list and looked. The only one that I saw that had been heavily banned that was in Flagler schools libraries was Drama by Raina Telgemeier.
And that was a popular book.
Yeah.
When I was helping out at the library, I remember that book would always get checked out, and kids were always wanting to read
which
that
library?
one. The one at our school.
Or Indian Trails?
No, Old Kings.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
This was years ago. Remember, like,
so they
my kids are
determined
not...
Drama is too old for 5th grade, and only 6th graders can read it. So
Right.
it is in the middle school library.
And there's nothing wrong with that
No,
book.
it's so...
We covered it, right?
Yeah, go back and listen to that one. That's technically a junior episode, unless we curse, which, hey, we didn't do any cursing.
No,
we did a good
we
job.
behaved.
Yeah.
But yeah, that book is really good. It's a cute book. The story's really cute. There is no real drag. Like, if you want to call what the character did as drag, it would be like JD Vance and dressing up as well. You know, same thing, same. So I don't understand the
Or Pete Hegseth.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
how it's okay for some to do it and not others.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just a costume.
Yeah. Yeah, and even like with the men wearing makeup and getting their, you know, facial reconstructive surgery to look younger, you know, and like it's, I don't know, it's just altering your appearance
Right.
because of how you feel on the inside, right?
Right.
You
And-
want to alter your appearance because you feel better about yourself. You have more confidence,
Right.
like when you are in a certain way. But even in the book drama, that wasn't even the
No,
the
and
case.
that's what I was
It
trying
was
to say.
taken out of context.
Even, you know, like, I don't care if it was on purpose or not on purpose or a costume or not a costume, but they care. You know, when I say they are the book banners. And that's what I mean. Like, it was just a costume. So why did they care so much? But they don't have an issue when their politicians do it.
Exactly. Yep.
It's weird.
Hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks
Word
for
of the
listening.
day.
Yeah, word of the day for sure. But yeah, anything else?
I think that was it for this episode.
Probably like the shortest junior book
Yeah.
episode we've ever had. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like we covered a lot in a short period of time. So
I agree.
thanks for listening. Don't ban books.
Ban bigots.
This episode has been engineered and mixed by your hosts, Jennifer and Courtney.
You can listen to the Milk for Books podcast on iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify, or literally any podcast app you want.
Check out our MILF for Books YouTube page. That's MILF, 4, Books. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Follow the show on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and Blue Sky at MILF for Books. Again, that's MILF, 4, Books. But follow us on TikTok at Moms into Literary Freedom.